The Malaysian Prison Department is a department controlled by the Malaysian Ministry of Internal Security responsible for jails where offenders sentenced by the courts are held. These jails also act as detention and recovery institutions. The department is headquartered in the Malaysia Prison Complex in Kajang, Selangor in the Klang Valley. Prison history. Prisons are different from other institutions or organizations found in a modern society. They are places where a group of trained personnel manages and looks after a group of people known as prisoners who are not there voluntarily and are instead forced inside and prevented from leaving by guards, walls and gates. A prison department cannot choose its clients and they have no power to release them. These prisoners have to live according to a set of prescribed rules, and their movements are tightly controlled. History of Malaysian prisons. During the era of British rule and until the arrival of the Japanese in 1942, penal institutions were the responsibility of the individual states' governments with their respective regulations. In the Straits Settlements, a superintendent based in Singapore, acted as the supervisor and inspected the institutions under his jurisdiction. The Straits Settlements were the earliest to build their own prisons while the Federated Malay States did so only after the British set up a responsible department. The Taping Prison, better known as the Taping Jail, the largest at the time, was built in 1879. Prisons were built with the main purpose of bringing suffering to the inmates in the hope that this would deter people from committing crimes. In 1881, Sikh warders were brought in to assist Malay warders while vocational instructors from Hong Kong were used in an effort to introduce trades to the prisons. Among the earliest of these were rock breaking and carpentry. An attempt was made to categorize the inmates in 1882, then in 1889 European warders were appointed at some prisons. With the formation of the Federated Malay States, Taping Prison became a detention center for long-term prisoners from Perak, Pahang, Negeri Sembilan and Selangor. In 1923, a visiting justice system was introduced and prison industries expanded to include printing work, weaving, sewing, rattan weaving, and metalwork. Rock-breaking work was abolished in 1924 and replaced with the pounding of coconut husks. During the Japanese occupation, the Imperial Japanese Army also used the prisons for POWs. All records of the prisons and its inmates for this period were subsequently destroyed by the Japanese. After World War II, the Prison Office was established to administer all prisons in Malaya. The post-war era saw the return of peace, and modern administrative methods were introduced. The 1948 Malayan emergency resulted in an increase in inmate numbers, which in turn caused overcrowding in the prisons. This disrupted the development of the prison system and it was only towards the end of 1949 when peace returned that prison development could be carried out smoothly. The Prisons Ordinance 1952 and the Prisons Regulations 1953, based on the modern treatment concept, were introduced to replace old legislation. In 1953, the Criminal Justice Bill was passed, which abolished use of the Cat O' Tails and replaced the term penal servitude with prison. Following Independence Day in 1957, the first Prisons Commissioner was appointed to take charge of the administration of all prisons in Malaya. In 1963, with the formation of Malaysia, prisons in Sabah and Sarawak came under the jurisdiction of the Prisons Department. On November 2, 1995, the Prison Act 1995 was introduced to replace the former Prison Act, which in turn was superseded on September 1, 2000 by the Prison Regulations 2000. The previous acts and regulations had been in use for a long time, thus changes and reforms were necessary to meet current needs and demands to streamline prison management and administration. In an era of development and modernization, the Malaysian Prison Department realizes that it should not to be content with its past achievements, but should instead move forward and innovate in order to assist the prison administration in dealing with modern culture through criminology, penology and overall social control. Insignia. The 14-point star represents the 13 states in the federal government of Malaysia, while the star and the crescent symbolize Islam, the official religion of Malaysia. The crossed keys symbolize the authority and responsibility delegated by the department in the performance of its duties. The paddy flower symbolizes solidarity and close cooperation by multiracial staff at various levels in the hierarchy. The green background, the official color of the prison's department, signifies allegiance to the Malaysian leader. Motto: cheerful, sincere and dedicated, shall faithfully carry out departmental duties to uphold the national criminal legal system and shoulder the task of rehabilitation of offenders entrusted upon the department by the nation with full responsibility and dedication. Green color symbolizes the objective of the department to reform citizens who have lapsed into moral decay and turn them into productive individuals who are once again able to fit into society as useful citizens able to fulfill their social obligations. Sketch heart and hand symbolizes the commitment by society to re-accommodate ex-convicts into social institutions without any kind of prejudice which may jeopardize their rehabilitation program. Silver background symbolizes the sincerity of the department's management system in generating commitment and cooperation among society at large, offender families and the department to ensure the success of rehabilitation programs. Commissioner Generals since 1946, Captain is Lily, Captain of Garrett Fort. Lieutenant W. B. Oliver Tan Sri Murad Ahmad, Dato Ibrahim H.J. Muhammad, Dato H.J. Nick Arifin H.J. Nick Omar, Dato Mode. Yasin H.J. Jafar, Dato Mode Zaman Khan, Dato Omar Muhammad Dan, Dataik Mustafa Osman, Dataik Series Al-Kaifli Omar. Institutions: Henry Gurney Prisoners School. Weaponry/equipment: Malaysian Prison Department operators are equipped with multi-specialized weaponry and marine assault vehicles, including references, Home. Prison Department of Malaysia. Retrieved on August 7, 2014. Malaysia Prison Complex, Kajang, Selangor. Map. IBU Pejabat Penjara, Malaysia. Prison Department of Malaysia. Retrieved on August 7, 2014. Bukit Wira, Beg Berkenci number 212, 43,000 Kajang, Selangor Darul Ehsan, Prison's History. Retrieved August 5, 2009. Prison's Motto. Retrieved August 5, 2009. External links: websites of Malaysian Prison Department, websites of Malaysian Prison Department.